Hey Cowboys fans, we're back with an exclusive video and the latest updates on our beloved Dallas Cowboys. Before we start, make sure to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. That way, you'll always stay in the loop and never miss any exclusive updates. Stephen Jones, the executive vice president of the Dallas Cowboys, recently offered a cryptic description of the team's approach to free agency, stating that they would be selectively aggressive. This statement, made ahead of the NFL Scouting Combine, raises numerous questions about how the Cowboys plan to improve their roster in the upcoming offseason. Jones made it clear that the team would be focused on improving the roster, while also acknowledging the constraints posed by the salary cap. With the cap rising more than expected this year, his words leave fans wondering just how aggressive the Cowboys will truly be. The phrase selectively aggressive carries a lot of weight and, frankly, a lot of ambiguity. Last year, Jerry Jones used the phrase all in to describe the Cowboys' approach, and many assumed it meant the team would make significant moves to acquire top talent. However, it turned out that Jerry was referring to his confidence in the existing roster rather than going out and signing big-name players. This year, Stephen's use of selectively aggressive leaves much more room for interpretation, and fans should approach it with a healthy dose of skepticism. After all, the Cowboys need to earn back the benefit of the doubt after years of uncertainty. The term could very well mean the Cowboys will be selective, focusing primarily on re-signing their own free agents and making only a couple of outside acquisitions, much like last year. In 2024, they signed linebacker Eric Kendricks and running back Royce Freeman, with Freeman never even stepping onto the field. Such a move would suggest that the Cowboys are more interested in maintaining the current roster rather than making impactful additions. Alternatively, the team could take a different path entirely. What if selectively aggressive actually means they will focus more on the aggressive side of things? This could involve securing long-term deals for key players like Osa Odigizua and Micah Parsons, ensuring they don't become cap burdens in the near future. The Cowboys could also prioritize retaining players like Rico Dowdle and Jordan Lewis, who might not command top-dollar deals on the open market. These moves would be just the beginning, signaling that the Cowboys are looking to address key needs without necessarily splashing big in free agency. Being aggressive in free agency doesn't always mean going after the highest-profile players, though. Instead, it could involve making several targeted signings to address team needs, ensuring that the Cowboys don't enter the draft relying on rookies to fill critical positions. For instance, the wide receiver position remains a major concern for the team, especially with the need for a reliable second option to pair with CeeDee Lamb. While the draft may present some enticing prospects, signing a proven veteran receiver would be the wiser move. Without this, Dallas could find themselves scrambling after the draft, adding players with limited impact. The Cowboys' defensive line also needs attention, especially if they lose DeMarcus Lawrence. A solid defensive end would be vital, as would depth in the cornerback and linebacker positions, given the injuries to Trayvon Diggs and DeMarvion Overshown. Adding depth in these areas before the draft could ensure the team isn't caught off guard, especially with training camp injuries potentially limiting key players at the start of the season. Last year, the Cowboys' decision not to address cornerback depth until late in the offseason proved problematic. When Darren Bland went down with an injury in training camp, fifth-round rookie Kalen Carson had to step up, starting in Week 1. Similarly, the Cowboys were forced to scramble for defensive tackles after training camp had already begun. These situations highlight the importance of improving the team's process and being more aggressive in filling gaps before the season starts. Whether the Cowboys will truly prioritize aggression over selectivity remains to be seen, but it will be crucial for their success in the 2025 season. But before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Dallas Cowboys. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments as well. In a stunning development that has already set social media abuzz, Washington Commanders head coach Dan Quinn recently ignited a firestorm of controversy by suggesting that his team's recent loss to the Dallas Cowboys was not entirely due to his squad's performance. Instead, Quinn pointed to what he described as a significant factor beyond the game itself: the apparent favoritism shown to the Cowboys in NFL matchups. The comments have raised eyebrows throughout the league, sparking intense debate among fans, analysts, and former players. Quinn, who is no stranger to high-pressure situations after leading the Seattle Seahawks' legendary defense and coaching the Atlanta Falcons to a Super Bowl appearance, didn't hold back when discussing the defeat. "We're aware of the challenges, but it's hard to ignore the imbalance," Quinn remarked in a post-game interview. His words seemed to imply that the Cowboys' recent victories were, in part, aided by external forces, a claim that immediately divided opinions across the football world. This isn't the first time Quinn has expressed dissatisfaction with how his team is treated compared to the Cowboys, who have long been a polarizing force in the NFL. The Commanders, under Quinn's leadership, have made significant strides, including an appearance in the NFC Championship game during his debut season. However, his latest remarks suggest a deeper frustration with the perceived influence that the Cowboys hold in key matchups, a sentiment not entirely shared by other head coaches in the league. Fans of both teams quickly took to social media to voice their opinions. Cowboys supporters accused Quinn of sour grapes, claiming that the Commanders' loss was simply a result of poor execution. Meanwhile, some Commanders fans rallied behind Quinn, echoing his sentiments about perceived favoritism and expressing their own frustrations with the officiating and game day conditions. The debate has become one of the hottest topics heading into the final stretch of the NFL season. The statement from Dan Quinn has raised the stakes in what was already a heated rivalry between the Washington Commanders and Dallas Cowboys. Now, the question remains, how does the Dallas Cowboys fanbase feel about Quinn's accusation? Are they backing their team, or do they see merit in the head coach's claims of favoritism? Fans of the Cowboys are known for their passionate loyalty, and their reactions are bound to be intense. Some Cowboys supporters argue that Quinn's comments are nothing more than an attempt to deflect blame from his team's shortcomings. They point to the Commanders' inability to execute in crucial moments as the real reason behind their defeat, rather than any external factors. For these fans, the idea of favoritism feels like an easy excuse, and they remain firm in their belief that the Cowboys won fairly. On the other hand, there are some who feel that the NFL's favoritism toward the Cowboys is a legitimate concern. These fans believe the Cowboys, as America's team, often receive favorable calls from referees, particularly in high-profile matchups. They feel that Quinn's remarks, while controversial, might be more grounded in truth than they're willing to admit, pointing to instances in the past where the Cowboys seemed to benefit from questionable officiating decisions. As the debate continues to unfold, the question that remains is whether this controversy will influence the dynamics of future games between these two teams. Will it motivate the Cowboys to prove Quinn wrong, or will it fuel even more animosity between the fan bases? Either way, it's clear that the rivalry is only getting hotter, and the fans of the Dallas Cowboys will play a pivotal role in how this saga unfolds. While Quinn's comments are likely to add fuel to the already intense rivalry between the Commanders and Cowboys, it remains to be seen whether his accusations will spark any real change within the league. What is certain, however, is that the controversial remarks have brought the spotlight back on Quinn and his team, making the Commanders' next meeting with the Cowboys all the more intriguing. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Dallas Cowboys, please subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. We always look forward to your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.